Hello everyone. Last lecture we discuss about the point, that is the classification of suppository bases, or what is the suppository basis under chapter Semisolid dosage form, suppositories and pessaries, in which we discuss about various suppository types, or also various suppository bases are used to prepare suppositories so that they can retain its shape and firmness during storage of administration. They should melt or dissolve in body cavity fluid when inserted into the body cavities. Then also discuss what is the ideal properties of suppository bases, as like it melt at body temperature or dissolve or dispense in body fluid. Then it should keep its shape when being handled. Then it should release the medicament readily. Then it should be non-toxic, non-irritant to the mucous membrane. Next properties of semi-solid is the it should be stable on storage. Next property is the it should be compatible with large number of drugs. Then good in appearance. Then it easily moldable by pouring or cold compression. And last one property is that it should be easily molded and it should not adhere to the mold. Then classification of suppository bases: fatty base, water soluble base, water miscible base, emulsifying base. These are the three main class of the classification of the three main class of the suppository bases. Fatty bases, in which they give the three examples: theobroma oil, that is yellowish and obtained from theobroma coca or coca butter. Then emulsifying theobroma oil, it is the base having large quantity of aqueous solution and are to be incorporated. Use of 5% glyceryl monostearate, 10% liniment wax, 2 to 3% cetyl alcohol, 4% beeswax and 12% spermicide. Hydrogenated oils are obtained from hydrogenation of various vegetable oils such as arachis oil, cottonseed oil, coconut oil, palm oil. Then second class, water soluble and water miscible bases, again in which some examples like glycerogelatin base, then soap glycerin suppositories. These are the two examples of, or also polyethylene glycols. These are the three examples of water soluble and water miscible bases. Glycerogelatin base has the mixture of glycerin and water, which is made stiff by the addition of gelatin. Then soap glycerin suppositories, these are the glycerogelatin base. The gelatin is replaced with either curd soap or sodium stearate. And polyethylene glycols polymers are commonly known as carbowaxes and polyglycols or microcols. Then emulsifying bases, in which again three examples: white spole is the triglycerides, saturated vegetable acids. Then mesa-stramonium, this is the mixture of mono, di and triglycerides, saturated fatty acids. And mesapole is the consist glyceryl ester, mainly lauric acid. This is the overall classification of the suppository bases, and up to here we discuss up in last lecture. Now in this lecture we discuss about next class or next main point of the suppository, that is the preparation of suppositories. Preparation of suppositories. The suppositories are prepared by following three methods, as like first rolling method, then hot process or fusion method. So the hot process or fusion method, that is not off, that is the or hot process or fusion method, then cold compression method. These are the three methods used for the preparation of suppositories. Now discuss one by one. Rolling method, it is an ancient method of preparation the suppositories. ही सगळ्यात जुनी मेथड आहे, सपोजिटरी तयार करायची सगळ्यात जुनी मेथड आहे. द सपोजिटरी बेस इज रोल ऑन द डेझायर्ड शेप इज गिवन विथ द हँड. म्हणजे फक्त सपोजिटरी हातावरती रोल करतात आणि आपल्याला जो शेप पाहिजे तो शेप मिळवला जातो, आणि ही मेथड आता यूज केली जात नाही. दिस इज द रोलिंग मेथड. अगोदर जुनी आणि होती. याच्यात काय करायचं, बेस घ्यायचा आहे डायरेक्टली आणि तो डायरेक्ट हातावरती रोल करायचा आहे, झाली रोलिंग मेथड. दे नेक्स्ट, आता ही मेथड यूज केली जात नाही. देन नेक्स्ट हॉट प्रोसेस और फ्युजन मेथड, और हे तो ऑफ नाही आहे. हॉट प्रोसेस और फ्युजन मेथड, मग ह्या मेथडमध्ये काय सांगितलं आहे की ही मेथड जास्त करून सपोजिटरी प्रिपरेशनला यूज केली जाते. दिस मेथड इज कॉमनली यूज इन द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ सपोजिटरीज फॉर डिस्पेन्सिंग पर्पज. या मेथडमध्ये जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये सपोजिटरी यूज केल्या जातात, किंवा या मेथडने जास्त सपोजिटरी यूज केल्या जातात. द सपोजिटरी बेसिस इज मेल्टेड, द मेडिकामेंट इज इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इन इट अँड फिल्ड इन लिब्रिकेटेड मोल्ड. सपोजिटरी बेसिस काय केले जातात, मेल्ट केले जातात, त्यामध्ये मेडिकामेंट इनकॉर्पोरेट केला जातो आणि लुब्रिकेटच्या सहाय्याने फिल केला जातो आणि मोल्ड केला जातो. त्यानंतर या सपोजिटरी कूल केल्या जातात आणि कूल सपोजिटरीज फॉर्म विच आर रिमूव्ह फ्रॉम द सपोजिटरी मोल्ड. सपोजिटरी मोल्डपासून त्या रिमूव्ह केल्या जातात. दिस इज द हॉट प्रोसेस ऑर फ्युजन मेथड. ही झाली हॉट प्रोसेस आणि फ्युजन मेथड. मग यामध्ये जो सपोजिटरी मोल्ड आहे, तो सपोजिटरी मोल्डमध्ये पहा त्यांनी काय सांगितलं आहे, हा जो आहे हा सपोजिटरी मोल्ड आहे. हा जो सपोजिटरी मोल्ड आहे हा वेरियस टाईप आणि साईजचा अवेलेबल असू शकतो. तुम्हाला जी डायग्रॅम दिसते दॅट इज द सपोजिटरी मोल्डची डायग्रॅम आहे. हा मार्केटमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या साईजचा अवेलेबल, वेगवेगळ्या साईज आणि वेगवेगळ्या टाईप्सचा अवेलेबल आहे. यामध्ये डिस्पेन्स करताना सपोजिटरी मोल्डिंगची कॅविटी 6 ते 12 कॅविटीज आहे, जेणेकरून त्याचा डिझाईन शेप आणि साईज यूज केली जाते. त्यानंतर दीज आर जनरली मेड अप ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील, निकेल, कॉपर अलॉय, ब्रॉस, ॲल्युमिनियम अँड प्लास्टिक. मग हे कशापासून बनवले जातात, हे सपोजिटरी मोल्ड्स बनवले जातात. पहा 3 वाक्य सांगितले त्यांनी. पहिले काय की सपोजिटरी मोल्ड्समध्ये वेगळे टाईप आणि साईज अवेलेबल आहेत. त्यानंतर याचे सपोजिटरी मोल्डची कॅविटीज किती आहे, 6 ते 12 कॅविटीज आहे, जे की डिझायर शेप आणि साईज आपल्याला तयार करण्याला हेल्प करते. त्यानंतर याचे सपोजिटरी मोल्ड कशापासून बनवतात, तर स्टेनलेस स्टील, निकेल, कॉपर अलॉय आणि ब्रॉस, ॲल्युमिनियम आणि प्लास्टिकपासून सपोजिटरी मोल्ड्स तयार केल्या जातात. सपोजिटरी मोल्ड्स कॅन बी ओपन longitudinally by removing the screw in the center of the plates. The mold is opened at the time of cleansing, lubricating and removal of suppositories. The mold is cleaned by removing the plates and immersed in hot water containing detergent. After washing with water, the mold is dry thoroughly. Then the lubricant is applied. Every care should be taken so that the inner surface of the cavities of mold do not have any starch, otherwise suppositories with uneven uneven surface will be produced. This is the overall suppository mold. Suppository ओपन लॉन्जिट्युडनली ओपन केले जातात बाय त्याच्या सेंटरमध्ये एक सेंटरच्या प्लेटमध्ये एक स्क्रू असतो, तो स्क्रू ढिला करून ते ओपन केले जातात. आणि सपोजिटरी केव्हा ओपन करतात? क्लिनिंग पर्पजलाच ओपन करतात, जेणेकरून त्यातलं लुब्रिकेशन आणि सपोजिटरी बाहेर काढायचे असतात. आणि हा जो मोल्ड आहे तो क्लिनिंग करताना प्लेट्स पण रिमूव्ह केले जातात आणि हॉट साहाय्याने हॉट वॉटर आणि डिटर्जंटच्या साहाय्याने क्लीन केला जातो. आफ्टर वॉशिंग आणि त्यानंतर पुन्हा वॉटरच्या साहाय्याने वॉश केला जातो. मोल्ड वाळवल्या जातात आणि त्यानंतर ते पुन्हा लुब्रिकेटच्या साहाय्याने ॲप्लाय केले जातात. दिस इज द सपोजिटरी मोल्डची पूर्ण प्रोसेस. Then lubricating mold. The lubrication of suppository mold is essential in case cocoa butter or glycerogelatin base is used for the preparation of suppositories. मग त्यासाठी त्यांनी एक टेबल सांगितला आहे, तो टेबल पहा. हा टेबल काय दाखवतो आहे की लुब्रिकंट कसे यूज करायचे सपोजिटरीच्या वेगवेगळ्या टाईपसाठी, कोणकोणती लुब्रिकंट यूज करायची. जर समजा सपोजिटरीचा बेस कोका बटर असेल तर त्यासाठी लुब्रिकंट यूज करावं लागतं सॉफ्ट सोप 10 ग्रॅम, ग्लिसरीन 10 ग्रॅम आणि अल्कोहोल 90% अल्कोहोल 50 ml. कोणता बेस असेल तर कोका बटर बेस असेल तर. आणि जर ग्लिसरोजिलॅटिन बेस असेल तर लुब्रिकंट यूज करतात लिक्विड पॅराफिन आणि ॲरॅचिस ऑइल. आणि इमल्सिफाईंग बेस असेल जो की सिंथेटिक बेस आहे त्यासाठी लुब्रिकंट यूज करत नाही. द लुब्रिकंट शुड बी अप्लाय विथ द हेल्प ऑफ ब्रश और स्वॅब मेड ऑफ गेज. Cotton wool should be not be used because the cotton fibers get detached from it. Excessive lubrication of mold should be avoided. The excess of lubricant can be drained by losing the mold and put it in the inverted position on a white tile. नाऊ आता पाहूया आपण कॅलिब्रेशन ऑफ द मोल्ड. जनरली अ स्टँडर्ड मोल्ड ऑफ 1 ग्रॅम कॅपॅसिटी इज यूज. जनरली मोल्डची कॅपॅसिटी किती असते? 1 ग्रॅम. द कॅलिब्रेशन ऑफ द मोल्ड इज नेसेसरी बिकॉज द साईज ऑफ सपोजिटरी फ्रॉम द पर्टिक्युलर मोल्ड रिमेन्स द सेम बट द वेट व्हॅरीज. दिस इज due to the reason that density of different bases and medicament are different, so the mold should be calibrated for individual base and medicaments. This is done by preparing a set of suppositories using the base, weighing the suppositories and then find the average mean which will indicate the true capacity of the mold. This is the calibration of the mold. Then this displacement values. डिस्प्लेसमेंट व्हॅल्यू म्हणजे काय ते पाहूया आपण. त्याची डेफिनेशन तुम्हाला स्लाईडवरती दिसते. The quantity of the drug which displaces one part of the base. Quantity of the drug which displaces one part of the base. त्याला म्हटलं आहे डिस्प्लेसमेंट व्हॅल्यू. तुम्हाला नेम ऑफ द मेडिकामेंट आहे आणि त्याचे डिस्प्लेसमेंट व्हॅल्यू पण स्लाईडवरती दिसत आहे. त्यामध्ये पहा ॲमिनोफायलिन त्याची डिस्प्लेसमेंट व्हॅल्यू आहे 1.5, बोरिक ॲसिड 1.5, कॅस्टर ऑइल 1, क्लोरल हायड्रेट 1.5, त्यानंतर कोकेन हायड्रोक्लोराईड 1.5, हायड्रोकॉर्टिझोन ॲसिटेट 1.5, इस्टेमॉल 1, आयडोफॉर्म 4, मॉर्फिन हायड्रोक्लोराईड 1.5, फिनोबार्बिटोन 1, रेसॉर्सिनॉल 1, टॅनिक ॲसिड 1 आणि झिंक ऑक्साईड 5 हे त्यांच्या डिस्प्लेसमेंट व्हॅल्यू आहे. यामध्ये काय सांगितलं आहे त्यांनी की द व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ सपोजिटरी फ्रॉम अ पर्टिक्युलर मोल्ड इज युनिफॉर्म बट इट्स वेट विल व्हॅरी बिकॉज द डेन्सिटीज densities of the medicament usually differ from the density of the base with which the mold was calibrated. To prepare the suppositories of uniform and accurate weight, allowance must be made for the changes in density of the mass due to added medicaments. For this purpose, the displacement value of the medicament is taken into consideration. Then displacement value is as the quantity of the drug which displaces one part of the base. The displacement value of some the medicament used in the suppository reference to cocoa butter as shown on slide. The next method of preparations. First, thoroughly clean and lubricate the mold with a suitable lubricant. Keep it on ice in the inverted position to cool and drain an excess of the lubricant. The lubrication of the mold is not required in case the emulsifying base or synthetic base is used. This is the first process. Second, heat the china dish over water bath. To this, add the required quantity of cocoa butter on any other base after taking into account the displacement value of the medicament. Allowance is made for unavoidable wastage during preparation by calculating for 2 extra suppositories. Third, remove the china dish from water bath when 2/3 of the base melt and stir thoroughly until whole of the mass melt. The process prevents overheating of the base. Then next, place the weight quantity of powdered medicament to be incorporated with the suppository base on an ointment tile. Pour about half of the melted base over it. Mix it thoroughly with the flexible spatula. Then transfer mixed mass to the china dish and mix thoroughly so that a homogeneous mass is formed. Then warm the china dish over water bath for a few seconds with constant stirring so that mass becomes pourable. Pour the melted mass into the cavities of suppository mold kept over the ice. Fill each cavity to overflowing in order to prevent the formation of holes in the tops of the finished suppositories because cocoa butter contracts on cooling and holes are formed at top of the suppositories. The precaution must be taken while pouring the mass into the cavities. It must be continuously stirred to ensure even distribution of medicament in all suppositories. Remove the excess of mass with the help of sharp knife or blade when the mass is properly set. Then keep the mold over ice or in cool place for 10 to 15 minutes. Then open the mold and remove the suppositories. 10. Wipe off suppositories lightly with a clean cloth or filter paper. Wrap the individual suppositories in wax paper. This is the method of preparation of suppository mold. Third one method is the cold compression method. The method is useful for thermolabile and insoluble drugs because heating and stirring of the base with medicament is not required. The various steps involved in this method. First one, cocoa butter is grated. The ingredients are mixed with an equal quantity of grated cocoa butter. Add the remaining amount of grated cocoa butter, and while calculating the amount of cocoa butter to be incorporated with the medicaments, allowances are made for unavoidable wastage during the preparation. This is the first. And second, the compression of the prepared mass is done on hand or power operated compression machine. The prepared mass is placed in a cylindrical C and forced through a narrow opening O by means of a piston P into mold. The threads of mass passing into the mold G are compressed until a homogeneous fused mass is formed. On the removal of retaining stop ear plate S, the suppositories are ejected by further pressure. This is the diagram of cold compression machine. There is mold are different size and contain several cavities. The mass and the compression cylinder of the machine may be chilled to prevent heat and compression from making the mass to fluid. The method is not suitable for suppositories which is glycerol-gelatin base or any base in which melt is essential for its preparations. Then packaging and storage. Suppositories are usually packed in shallow partition cardboard boxes which can hold them in upright position and do not allow them to come in contact with each other. Many commercial suppositories are packed separately in aluminum foil or PVC polyethylene strip. Glycerol-gelatin suppositories are often packed in tightly closed screw cap glass containers. Nowadays, suppositories are directly molded into primary packaging made up of plastic material or aluminum foils. The molds are sealed, the excess is trimmed off and finally packed in cartons. The suppositories are required to be stored in a cold place so that they can retain their shape at the room temperature. Then use of suppositories for drug absorption. Suppositories are partially used when the drug cannot be administered orally or the drug is likely to get destroyed in the stomach due to acidity of gastric juice. Such drugs are absorbed by rectal route through rich blood supply in anorectal region. By this route, drugs are rapidly absorbed and get quickly distributed into circulation, which bypass the liver. It also provides neutral pH, which is very helpful to maintain the stability of many drugs. In order to get the maximum therapeutic effect, the drug used in the suppositories must be in fine state of subdivision and uniformly distributed in the base. Generally, suppositories are used to produce local action at the site of application, but many of them are used to produce systemic action. Drugs such as analgesic, astringents, hormones, antibiotics, local anesthetics are formulated as suppositories for treating local conditions of rectum, vagina, and urethra. Rectal suppositories are mainly used for the treatment of constipation and hemorrhoids. The suppositories are also used to produce systemic action. The remaining part will be discussed in next lecture. Thank you.